What's going on, everybody? My name is Monatui, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and today I'm bringing you guys our GBA Week 6 match versus Nick, aka SuperBlah, aka the coach of the Boston Red Sox. Check him out in the description below. His YouTube will be there. He makes great content. So, like I said, please check him out if you have not already. But this week, we're going up against his team of 6. The team that he has brought is his Mega Venusaur and Kieran Black, just like I expected. Then he's got the Jolteon, Rhydon, Alakazam, and Feraligatr. Now, I have an entire team builder dedicated to my team. However, for a quick rundown, we have our Mega Manectric, relatively standard, our Scarfed Garchomp, our specially defensive Bronzong, our Spikes Lead Acelgor, we have our Specs Porygon Z, and we have our physically defensive Yachi Berry Mandibuzz. So, looking at his team, I'm very surprised and pretty happy to see no Skarmory, because that means that he has absolutely no form of hazard removal, and I will be able to just set up my hazards and have them to stay. His only rocker is the Rhydon, which I can deal with my team relatively well, which is very nice. I'm also seeing, like I said, because no Skarmory, also not just no more Defog, but also he has absolutely no resist to Ground or Dragon. So I'll be able to click Earthquake or Dragon Claw or Outrage across the entirety of his team. I don't have to risk Fire Blast missing or anything like that. Mega Manectric is going to put in a decent amount of work, I can see. Well, not like a lot of work, but it can Volt Switch. Kind of safe. Well, not even that it Volt Switches safely. Sorry, I keep making a point and then saying it's not true. It's a good offensive check to things like the Feraligatr, for things like the Alakazam. Can deal with the Kyurem kind of with the hidden power fighting, can hit the Rhydon super effectively for a 3-hit KO with the hidden power fighting, can hit the Jolteon and Mega Venusaur with an overheat, so it's good for chip damage, good for revenge killing certain things. Like I said, Garchomp, huge threat. Bronzong is going to be annoying for his team to take down. He's got nothing to really OHKO it, so Rocks are almost guaranteed. He also doesn't really have anything that wants to switch into it, surprisingly. Like, I have Grass Knot for the Feraligatr, I have Gyro Ball for the Alakazam, Grass Knot for the Rhydon, Gyro Ball for the Kyurem, Psychic for the Mega Venusaur, so it's actually a surprisingly decent offensive threat against his team, which I didn't expect, but there it is. Acelgor, also something he doesn't have great switch-ins to, and then Specs VZ, something he has no switch-ins to. So this is going to be a very hyper-offensive game, I feel, at least, because I'm going to be leading with Hazard Stack. He's got a very offensive team, I've got a very offensive team. So I've been talking about this long enough. Let's just get into the match. Like I said, this is on Showdown because of Nick's internet situation, not a big deal. I'm very comfortable with Showdown, as is he. So let's get into the match. So, as I've said, I'm going to be leading with my Acelgor just to get up spikes as he leads with his Jolteon, and he is going to go right for the Volt Switch, revealing that he is Life Orb and getting off a decent amount of damage on my Acelgor. He is now going to send out his Mega Venusaur as I go out into my Bronzong, because I can deal with pretty much anything this thing wants to do, as he is going to Mega Evolve and go right for a Sludge Bomb, which of course I am immune to. And he is then going to follow up the knockoff. Was kind of surprised he didn't go for that right off the bat, because it hit everything on my team. But it's totally fine on my part, or it's totally fine for me. So I'm able to get up my rocks at turn 4, which is really good for me. Now, going to go for the Psychic, just trying to get some damage on the Venusaur as he goes Rhydon. And even though he's able to get up rocks, I will be able to now put him in range of spikes on the following turn. So that's really nice. He also here goes for the Earthquake, trying to see if I was heat-proof, which he unfortunately found out is not the case. I am Levitate. And here, this is a very big part in the match. So I do have Grass Knot for this thing. However, Grass Knot is not a guaranteed 2-hit KO on this thing. It's more than likely going to 2-hit KO it, but I believe the roll was I had an 83% chance to 2-hit KO this thing. Meaning he can Dragon Dance up once, kill me, I go into Mandibuzz, take a hit, and then knock him out with the Foul Play. However, if I do not get that roll, and he's able to set up 2 Dragon Dances, I lose the game, essentially, because, well, not necessarily that I lose the game right there, but I would have to sack something, and then I'd have to sack my Garchomp just to get off Rocky Helmet damage, or Rough Skin damage, rather. So it's really just not worth it to me here, and plus I do want my Bronzong later on for the Alakazam anyway, as well as the Mega Venusaur, so I'm going to hard switch out into my Mandibuzz, which is physically defensive with the Yachi Berry. It can take absolutely any hit this thing wants to go for, as he does go right for the Ice Punch, and with the Yachi Berry that does absolutely nothing. I didn't even need the Yachi Berry to live that hit, surprisingly, but I'm going to go for the Foul Play there, get some very nice damage off on the Feraligatr, to the point where he cannot switch out. Now, also another big reason I went out to Mandibuzz is obviously if he were to go for a second Dragon Dance, the Foul Play would have knocked him out, because that's how Foul Play works, obviously. So Mandibuzz was just my safest overall play. No matter what he did, I was going to beat that. I was at least going to get enough damage on this Feraligatr to make it revenge killable by my Scarfed Garchomp. Also, my Acelgor at this point outspeeds it, but I didn't want to risk him having Aqua Jet. Also, if I switch it in, I can't switch it back in later on. So just go out into my Garchomp, safest play. I'm fine with revealing the Scarf at this point, and I'm just going to go right for the Earthquake, knocking out his Feraligatr. Here, he is going to go out into his Sashed Alakazam, at least I'm assuming it's Sashed at this point, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have the HP Ice because the Dazzling Gleam will not knock me out from this range. So I'm going to switch out into my Bronzong. Even if he did go for Dazzling Gleam, that would have been fine. And here I am just going to go right for the Gyro Ball, trying to get a lot of damage off in the Alakazam, bring it down to its Sash, but it's not the case. He preserves it, goes out into his Mega Venusaur, good play on his part. And now, trying to get some offensive momentum, I go out into my Porygon Z on a predicted Synthesis. Even if he did attack me there, I would have been able to knock him out with the Tri-Attack on the following turn, which, obviously, like, essentially just, Porygon Z isn't doing too much for my team at this point. Jolteon outspeeds it, hits me very hard with Thunderbolt, Kyurem can outspeed me, possibly Okomi, Alakazam has Focus Blast to Okomi, and all those things outspeed me. So, Porygon Z's only real job at this point is to deal with the Mega Venusaur. So, that's exactly why I send it out. He goes for the Giga Drain after taking a Tri-Attack. It does not do enough to me to knock me out, obviously, and I will be able to knock it out with the second Tri-Attack, which is great because now I can just stay in with my Porygon Z, let it go down, and make sure this thing cannot set up a sub, which is exactly what he decides to go for. He's trying to go for a sub, hoping that I switch out and choke for whatever reason, but I do not. I just stay in, break the sub with the Tri-Attack, and he knocks me out with the Ice Beam, which means I can now go out into my Garchomp once again, click Dragon Claw, and get a kill. I could have clicked Outrage here, but I didn't, and it doesn't really matter because Dragon Claw should bring his Alakazam very low anyway, if not to his Sash. So I'm going to go for the next Scarf Dragon Claw, brings him down to near his Sash, as he is able to knock me out with the Hidden Power Ice, which is totally fine, because now I can go out into my Acelgor. He cannot switch out his Alakazam because Jolteon will be 2 KO'd, and of course Acelgor does outspeed this Alakazam, and now all he has left is his Jolteon, which will be able to come in, takes the Hazard's damage, and takes this Bug Buzz, however, Split F Drop, entirely useless, and is able to knock me out with the Volt Switch. However, I have a near full health Manectric, and I have a Bronzong that can take any hit from this thing, so even if he is able to somehow knock out one of my members, I have the other one alive, and he goes down to recoil this turn, so it would end in a 1-0, but of course Mega Manectric is able to take any one hit that Jolteon is going to go for. He opts to go for the HP Ice, and we are going to survive, and we are going to win 2-0 versus the Boston Red Sox, aka SuperBlah. So that was definitely a fun match, very quick match. That was a very offensive match. I believe it was about 20 turns, 22 turns or whatever, but I saw that from Team Preview. It's going to be a very kind of hyper offense game. Definitely kind of close, though I feel like I was ahead nearly the entire time. I got Rocks and Spikes up very early. I was able to break through a lot of parts of his team very early on. Getting rid of Rhydon was really nice for my Manectric. Dealing with the Kyurem Black in the way that I did was good. I didn't give it an opportunity to set up a sub. I didn't give it any opportunity to do really anything other than knock out my PZ. So this is a very good game. Thank you guys very much for watching. Next week, we're going up against Dan, aka A-Drive, of the New York Metapods. I was about to say St. Louis or Rampardos, but the New York Metapods. So, also, I apologize for this match being up a day late. Unfortunately, with Nick's internet again, he was unable to get on Showdown on the day previous, aka Saturday, the day previous that the Zealand uploaded, but hopefully I'll be able to get this up on Sunday. If not, you'll probably be watching this on Monday, but regardless, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.